everyone. I am here today with Junon Macéus. Did I say that right?
Yes, yes, Junon Macéus, yes.
You are a self-published author and you have two books out. Had the privilege of working with you on those two books. One
Yes,
is The Truth and Empathy, and the second one is the Theta-Waves Meditation.
yes,
So today we're going to talk about self-publishing and what you did to market your books.
yes.
So if you could, we can start maybe with a little introduction. Tell me about yourself and tell me about these books that you wrote.
Yes, so in my case is that I do have a health science background, so it's nutrition and also human kinetics. But also, I've always been interested in sexual health. So I worked at different places in terms of promoting proper sexual education. Actually, at Toronto University, there was a sexual education program. I mean, it's more like a program for students to help them understand different aspects of their health, but most specifically their sexual health. And I volunteered there, but also I did a lot of research on my own because it's something that I find that we are lacking. Most parents don't have that information, and people are really like it's through trial and error they understand that. So this is something that was a passion of mine, and also when you think about sexual health, it also related to relationships, romantic relationships, and I was intrigued by why some relationships actually work, some actually fail, because most people know that the divorce rate is been increasing over the years, and even people who stay in relationships are not necessarily happy. So I wanted to sort of put my finger on what makes or breaks a relationship. It must be in the romantic area. So I decided to explore that, and then I realized over time is that it's not by accident, and that really like attract like. So I wanted to see like because a lot of people think that men are a certain way and women are a certain way, but I realized that it has to do with more their brain type. So you could be a man, but you have a feminine energy, so you're like right brain dominant, or you're a woman and you are left brain dominant. So it's not like you meet. It's not decided by your sexual identity at birth. It has to do with something beyond that. So that's when I decided to explore this topic, and it was very interesting because I started in terms of this book is that I also incorporated a bit my interest in alternative medicine, which has to do with like energy. And then I realized that people give off this energy in terms of if you're feminine energy with the masculine energy, and that really also has an impact on your relationship. So I wanted to sort of really gather all this to put it in the book, and that's why
And
some
that's
people
the
it's
Truth and Empathy book
yeah,
you're
yeah, truth
talking
and
about
empathy. Yeah,
specifically.
so in
Yes.
other words, so in other words, the truth and empathy is that these are the two characters that will determine if you're compatible with a person. Whether your level of truth is how slow your brainwaves are, and your empathy, whether you are a feminine or masculine energy. Okay, so this is the two.
Right.
And then in terms of the meditation book, Theta-Waves meditation, is that it is because I've been meditating for right now like 33 years, and I see that a lot of people are struggling with this practice. So I decided to explore, to actually create my own method to actually help people, because I find that all people know it's good to meditate, but if they're struggling, they just give up. So I created meditation videos that have electromagnetic frequency that slows down the brain so people can get into meditation right away. So really, these two books are related in the sense that I am emphasizing people's brain type and be able to use a natural way. And also, I think that it's quite intuitive. We know that, but how do we take these concepts and make them concrete? So I wanted these books to be concise, to the point. I don't like sometimes like I read books and really you could cut at least half the book. You just go all over the place. So I want it to be something that they can easily understand and apply right away. And so it really comes from my passion from like health in general, but more natural health. Combined with understanding of relationships, there's also a spiritual aspect of it, and I wanted people to see improvement right away, not have to wait decades to say, okay, oh, finally I know how to meditate and I know why my relationships are not working. So,
Yeah,
so
so
yeah,
they're both books are very unique, and it's a unique market. So
yes.
I'm sure that when you sat down to write your marketing plan, you had to come up with a unique ways to reaching your audience.
Oh yeah,
Um, so yeah, so you self-published, you are on Amazon. Did you use
yes.
anything else besides Amazon, or is that your go-to?
Amazon must go to because I find that people have a trust in the company that they're used to. So most people, let's say they don't mind ordering from Amazon or things of the sort. So it's a well-known, and I think that it gives more credibility. Yes, it's self-published, but I find interesting enough nowadays, if a person is waiting for a publishing company to get their book out, people will say, well, why? Because there's so
Right.
many tools. So in other words, we would look at this person as someone who lacks resourcefulness. You're like,
Yeah, yeah, you certainly can do it all yourself.
yeah, like it's like
So,
why would
yeah, so
I
tell
like
me. Now, I know you have a YouTube channel called Practical Spirituality, isn't
reality?
that
Yes,
right? Yeah.
yeah. Practice neutrality is.
Yeah, and you use that a lot in your marketing. Now, tell me what it looks like. How did you come up with the ideas to sell your book? And let's jump into the YouTube.
Yes, well, my idea was really like when I look at the two books, the core as it has to do with spiritual principles.
Right.
So then that's why I said, okay, let me find like a title that actually captures this essence. And I wanted to talk about relationships, how to improve your health, and all in terms of using natural means. So
Yeah.
what I was not planning to sell the books. For me, it was more be able to expand on the ideas and for people to see my face, to know how I sound. Because
Right.
if let's say you don't know someone well, you probably will not want to buy from them. So you need to be able to see how they look, how they sound, their ideas. Because again, my books are concise, so I want people to understand those concepts, but
Mm.
be able to expand on them. So my and then I sort say, okay, well, if you want to learn more, you can buy the book. So my I think that when people watch my videos, I'm not pitching those books. I'm just mentioning those books.
Yeah.
And people are more likely to buy from you if you're not pressuring them. Because when
Yeah,
it,
and you're building that relationship with them, right?
yes,
And
yes.
that trust comes through that relationship. So I think
Yes,
that
yeah.
what you said there is like so important. That's probably the top tip right here, that right there. Build
Yeah.
that relationship and make people find out like who you are.
Oh yeah, and also what I find is that they see you like every week. So when it comes to the videos, I try to like I know sometimes I'm busy, I can't do it, but most of the time they can say and the YouTube videos is a library. So
Yeah.
people can go back to different videos they say you've done like 3 years ago. They can see the consistency because a person can say, I'm passionate about, let's say, the topic and, do it once. But if they see that you have videos that are 4 years old, 5 years old, and that you keep on producing, it means that you are passionate about it. And also you're an expert because to say to someone, produce, let's say, 200 videos on a topic and you actually deliver value. It's not just rambling on. And what I do with my videos is that I try to keep them concise. That also bothers. Sometimes I watch a YouTube video and really the video should be 10 minutes, but the person rambles on for 20, 30 minutes and like, listen, get to the point. Okay. so, so in other words, like when I do my videos, the way just like when I write, it's like every word counts. I mean, you've done
Right.
like
Yeah.
there are no fillers. So let's say if you take, let's say, a paragraph, you remove one word, you will not understand the sentence, and even the paragraph will make sense. So that's the way I do my
Exactly.
videos. So I like it to keep it tight. Okay, and also I like to, I said, well, you have to have an edge. If you repeat what most people say, well, why would they listen to you? So that's why it's so authentic, because you have to bring something to the market that has not been heard before.
Yeah. Being unique, having your own personality.
Yeah, and to have a bit of controversy, because what I find is that when people, if let's say you don't bring a new perspective, one clue is when people don't even leave any comments below your videos, because
Yeah.
they did not trigger an emotional sort of response, positive, negative, and sometimes I'll have like arguments with some people, and no, that's good, because the thing is that if you're indifferent, that's the worst. If, like, you
Yeah.
blend in, but if a person like takes the time to watch the whole video and then go back and forth with you, it's because you've triggered something in them. Is that right?
Right.
so
Right.
so so in other words, when people comment positive, negative, it's a good thing, and you have to make sure that you have a solid background. So I think, well, do your research, because people will come up with different, oh no, I have this, and then you can just, first of all, they can tell if you respond to your viewers. That's one thing. The other ones can see, so are you consistent? Do you ignore people? Okay, or
Yeah.
do you really want to really get your points across? So in other words, they see the video, they can read your response, and you remove your, I mean, it's important to be respectful, like you're not trying to sort of aggravate the person, but at the same time, your responses will actually demonstrate that you know your topic. And
Yeah.
that's the point. In other words, you show, YouTube videos show your competence. There's no way you can, and also your commitment. If you see 300 videos on the topic, well, and it's you, it's not like AI generated.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, authenticity comes back to, what's authentic. I think that interestingly, I think as AI takes over so many aspects of your lives, talking to a real person will become, will pay a premium price for human contact, human, something real.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I love what you said in there about, be a little controversial. Have that conversation with someone who doesn't agree with you, because that is what ideally makes you attractive and stand out amongst others, right?
Oh yeah, definitely,
Love
definitely.
that.
Yeah, and people will literally say that to me. I remember, like, some people say, because people say, like, opposites attract, and then there's this lady said, like, finally someone stands up and says, no, if you get a divorce, it's because you didn't get along.
That's
You were not the same
right.
wavelength. Like, no one gets divorced because you get along too well. That's it is true. It's like, people. There's a lot of, actually, I have a couple of videos that literally, it's the title is, obvious lies that most people believe. Literally, and people who actually watch the video, they're like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I guess that's some really good advice, right? Don't always just give people, exactly what you think is safe.
Oh yeah, no.
Step
It's like that.
outside of that and give them something that makes them, go, what? What did she say?
Yeah, and what I find is that most people don't do not examine their ideas. They just go along with what they were told, and that's why, like, for me, my video, the way I function is that, okay, I want to really dive deeper. Like, let's see if it works in real life. If you say something is true, okay, let's test this. You know what I mean? It's like someone saying, like, I don't believe in gravity. Okay, let's try this. Jump off a building without a parachute and to see if it works. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
when the rubber meets the road, and that's my that's why it's practical spirituality. Does it
Yeah,
work in real life? It's not about theory. It's not about what you would like. It's not about what
yeah,
is politically correct. So my videos are, and what I like about it is that, I know it's controversial because I don't have a big following. Let me explain what I mean. If, let's say, you say what people want to hear, and you sort of appeal to the common denominator, people will want to hear what you want to say because it sort of reinforces their delusional ideas. But
Right.
when it's say, I know that the people who subscribe to my channel is because they can handle the truth. And I was like, okay.
You
So,
have over 900
oh yeah,
followers
yeah, yeah,
on your page, which is fairly good. It's very hard to get people to subscribe. Easy to get people to watch, but get them to click that button is a little tougher. So you have accomplished that, and
yeah,
that's quite amazing.
yeah.
Um,
But the thing also is that the other aspect when it comes to asking people to subscribe, I believe that people can tell when I do the videos, I'm not begging them to subscribe. Everybody knows how to
right.
subscribe. So in other
Yeah.
words, I will mention it just like I mentioned my books. So
Hmm.
when I saw that people started buying more of my books over the years, I was kind of surprised because it was not my goal. It was more I was basically trying to explain myself. So when I started seeing royalties coming in, although there's not large amounts, but I was surprised that I people not only subscribed but voluntarily bought both of my books, and and
Right.
and and some of them also asked me to do their personality type assessment into their brain type, and some have subscribed to my let's say meditation video subscriptions. So in other words, what I like about it is that with YouTube, you know the person comes to you. So the sale, you're not selling, because if you
Yeah.
come to me and it's totally voluntary, so I don't have to explain.
It doesn't feel like a sales pitch. It doesn't feel like any
No.
of that. You're just being you. You're offering what you have. People are finding you on YouTube and they're purchasing and reaching out for other services. That's
Yeah.
a terrific circle,
Oh,
you know.
totally. And what I like it again, it's because they have a video library, and I've created
Yep.
a whole playlist. So if I know someone likes, let's say, they're different personality types. So let's say if I do a number of like celebrities and they have a particular brain type, so they can actually watch a number of them back to back. And it's
Right.
when you think about it, if let's say you voluntarily watch someone's videos, no one forces you, you voluntarily subscribe, and you after let's say you watch someone, even by the 50th video you watch from them, and they mention a book and you like what they're saying, you most likely going to buy it. You're going
Oh
to be
yeah.
intrigued. You're going to say, well, what's in that book that and I
Yeah.
like what the content.
Exactly. And
So
they're there because they like what you're saying. So
yes.
answer me this. Do you advertise your YouTube channel anywhere? I guess you kind of do on Facebook. Do you do it on some meta advertising, or is this just the algorithm on YouTube? Like how, besides the, like how are new subscribers finding you on YouTube?
They usually find me. I think like YouTube nowadays. What it does is that let's say if you have there's a topic, a hot topic, they present it, and then if let's say people click more on it, you bring
Right.
that video goes up. So because in the past it was more like, let's say if you have a big following, your
Mm-hmm.
videos are presented more often to people, but now it's
Right.
different. The way I also advertise is like I look at hot topics. For example, when the biopic Michael came out, what
Ah,
I've realized is that I did the personality type assessment of Michael Jackson, and then I saw organically his personality type assessment was, although I did it like years ago, it actually now was being streamed more often.
right.
Do you see
So
me?
you look at what's in the news, what are people wanting to see, and you kind of match your videos with those topics. That's fantastic.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
really great. And how do you find the topics? Like, are they are they searchable, or are you just watching the news?
I'm watching the news, and for example, the movie Odyssey just came out. The
Yeah.
movie by Christopher Nolan. I watched it just yesterday, and what I saw is that people started watching the main character, which is Matt Damon's. personality
Mm-hmm.
type assessment. I saw it's actually because I did his years ago, and now people are watching more of his personality type
Oh yeah.
assessment.
Wow.
So you mean so in other words, I find
Yeah.
that celebrities, people, for example, if like when Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck got divorced again,
Yes.
so people
Yes.
saw and I did and also that is that when they got back together, I predicted that it would not work out, and I explained why it would not work out,
Right.
and that.
So you're really watching the celebrity news,
Oh
what's
yes,
happening
like
in the
that,
world,
yeah,
and you're like, okay,
yeah.
this is a topic we're gonna
Oh yeah,
add, and
and and
that's
also
fantastic.
you say things are different from others. Some people say,
Mm,
oh no, the second time around, Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck, it's gonna
yeah.
work, and I said no, and then when when it actually came back, oh my god, you're so right. So in other words, I have videos that are predicting what will
Right.
happen in certain relationships, or even in terms of like I was watching this video about like an idea. Like when we were talking about women's roles, men's roles, and whether or not women lose value. Like if a woman actually her life improves when she gets married or not, and really
Hmm.
dismantling another of concept we have about men and women in relationships when we're
Yeah.
sold, and basically I want to challenge people's ideas, and
Yeah.
so that and what I like is that you can tell people are sometimes really uncomfortable about it, so they will like try
Yes.
to defend their perspective. But at the end of the day, it's and also I think it's important, like when I do a video, um uh I don't know if you've noticed that sometimes you see a video and even the editing it can be sort of like it interferes with what you're trying to say. So whenever, like say, I'm presenting data, I want to make sure that it's supported by statistics, not what I think, because that's what people thought. I don't know. Like, did you go and check? So
Yeah.
I do use AI in the sense that I ask for reliable sources, because I know because it's controversial, people are going to try to push back. So you need to
Yeah.
stand on
You
solid ground.
prepared with those replies.
Oh yeah, the replies, like and some people are like, oh my god, like for example, people will ask me, how do you know how to meditate? Well, I've been doing it for 33 years. Have you? You
Yeah.
daily? You mean, I mean, like when people say like, how do you know how to teach? Well, I've been meditating for, I have like more than 11,000 hours of meditation practice. I think I know what I'm
Right.
doing at this point. If you have not, you know what I
Yes,
mean?
exactly.
So I think it's important to know where you're an expert,
Yeah.
and so that you can back it up, and they can tell because of how precise you are in terms of your responses. You don't not
Right.
do so I find that there's new technology nowadays that you can use to really enhance. The other aspect is that I'm concerned about, I know some people like copyrights, like it's if you put people's pictures, and so what I've done is probably you've noticed maybe in my videos I use Instadoodle to
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, so I've incorporated, so I wanted to sort of, for example, I did the personality type section of the actor who played Michael in the Michael, and he played Michael Jackson, Jafar Jackson. So I
Mhm.
I wanted to have a picture, but it's a doodle version. So in other words, you can
So you're kind of like spicing it up a little on the
yeah,
screen with
yeah, but
some interesting visuals. That's
yeah.
cool.
So it was,
Yeah.
and I didn't have like my own doodle version, but it's like, but you know, like in other words, you want to add something different, and so bypass all the legal aspect, because if I
Yeah.
draw you can't you can't sue me because I
You
did a
can't, there's
picture of
no
you.
copyright
Yeah,
violation on that.
there's no,
There's
because
for
that's not
photo.
so I try to sort of like to add like a little edge, but still keep it simple. I find that when I ask people, okay, actually I asked one of my viewers, would you like me to put like other footage? So they said no, they like the sort of like, okay, this person's talking to me. They added some a few things,
Yeah.
but that personal touch, because even if you look at the background of this video, this is one I usually use, is that it's almost
Right.
like you are in a person's like living room.
Right. Yeah. You haven't. Well, this is kind of like what this is. We're just having a conversation. We're talking about marketing books. We're talking about your business. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like people are in your living room with you. There's no big production and keeping it simple, authentic. I think authenticity is the thing for 2026, 2027. People are
Yes.
tired of fake.
It is so. You know what I find it's just like when I watch some videos that or like ads made by AI and they're using real people, you can tell it's not a real person
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah.
If you because like
Oh,
if
yeah.
you like people are concerned about, let's say, AI replacing actors, but have you ever seen like
Oh
videos or
yes,
trying
I
to?
have seen the reels on Facebook all the time, advertising with commercials. Oh, the one that gets me is those commercials for weight loss and getting
Yes.
fit, but they're using AI models. It's like you too can look this great. It's like, wait a minute, that's not even a real person.
It's funny because you can literally say like, this is me before, this is me after. Yeah, but both of you are dutifully sort of created.
Both AI before
Like
and
at least if
after.
one of them was real, no, you know both of them, and even the way they talk, it looks a bit robotic.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I find that what happens with AI can actually give you maybe like the face, or but there's subtle expressions
Hmm.
that even if you put AI like your likeness, but you can see that there's like your eye, like your brain picks up really some nuances, how people actually talk, and you're
Yeah.
like, no, something's off. You feel you're
Yeah.
talking to a
I
machine.
mean, everybody's having fun with AI now, but it's just going to become a tool that we use, and it's not going to take over human beings. That's
No,
the way I look at it.
yeah,
Um, let's talk about one thing. If you were going to relaunch your books today,
yeah.
what is the one thing that you learned that you would do differently?
Okay. I realized that when I've done many videos about the two topics, relationships and meditation.
Right.
I'm thinking about actually, do other like another edition of these books because I realized that as I was doing more and more, there's so much more I can add to these books to
Right.
expand because one thing that I realize that people have an issue with is probably you've heard of personality types when people are sensors, some are intuitives, and most people are confused about the two. And I did a video that was 16 minutes long, and I usually do my videos are around like maybe 5 to 10 minutes because I'm really like
Hmm.
concise, I don't ramble long. And that video was 16 minutes long. It was like bang, 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 bang. So I realized that if I could take a good portion of the information I have in my YouTube videos and put it in the books
Yeah.
so that I can expand because I realize most people are so confused. They were not given the right information. That's why I keep on making more videos to really explain
So,
at the
so what do you mean
granular
you?
level.
What do you mean about including the videos in updated book? I'm
Mm,
not
No,
from
no, not so much the videos, but the
the
information,
topics in the
the
videos.
topics. In other words, I realized that I try to make these really concise, but
Hmm.
it is has to do because people think, well, it is what you wrote. No, it has to do with the level of expertise of or awareness of the person. For example,
Right.
you do book publishing and you do what's
Yeah.
no, I mean you do a fantastic job. Okay, I mean,
Thank you.
seriously, I mean you like I'm so glad that I work with you because we work so well and you understand my vision. I don't have to explain everything. I mean,
Right.
so if let's say someone were to come to you and ask you about how to publish a book, in terms of the images and the design, they don't have
Hmm.
to talk to you until you're blue in the face, or they're blue in
Hmm.
the face for you to understand it. But
Hmm.
I realize with most people, when it comes to relationships and brain type and meditation, they think they know, but there's so much background that they don't have that
Right.
they
Okay.
don't get it. So I
Yeah.
like literally when because all people are delusional
So
about who
it's
they are.
like creating the information for real beginners.
Yes, I because the thing is, I realized that would be like common sense for me is not for most people.
I
So
get
you
it.
you
Yeah.
really have to. So when it's say I that's why I created a video how to confirm that you're an intuitive, because people were so, and after they're done watching those 16 minutes, they're like, okay, unless you're like you totally disconnect with reality, I mean. So for
Right.
me, when I was explaining the book, I thought that people had to at least be honest with themselves. So, like
Hmm.
certain lines you don't cross. You know if
Yeah.
you're as intelligent as Einstein, and at some point, if you. But some
Okay.
people like I had a situation where the person didn't know that their personality type was different from Napoleon Bonaparte. Like if you watch, like like it's a well-known sort of figure in history. Like you can tell if would I go to war like that? I mean, some
Yeah.
people are that delusional.
Well,
No,
that's a topic that a lot of people like personality and all of that stuff. That's all like psychology stuff that a lot of people never pay attention to. So I think you got something there about, yeah, adding the basics to people that don't know
yes, elaborate. In
anything
other words,
about the topic.
you want to make it so clear that unless you don't want to understand, you will
Hmm.
understand. You mean? So this is
Right.
the part, because I was it was actually what really opened my eyes, because it was someone that I knew very well, and the person said, that their brain type was like Newton and and
Yeah.
Einstein. I'm like, you're not Einstein. Like
Well, you have
I've
some
known
people
you all my.
too who think they were reincarnated from Cleopatra.
Yes.
At
I
least
mean,
a dozen of people say
you know,
that. So
you've known
I
them their
get
lives.
it.
I'm like, no, you're not a mathematical genius. You're not. You're not a scientist. You mean it's like, how on earth did you mistake that? And no, you're not Jesus Christ. You're not.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
you know
That
what I mean?
sounds that
You're
sounds
not.
like an interesting conversation right there.
you you're not a reincarnated Buddha. You're not Jesus Christ. I mean, you have to explain to the person that you don't fit, like that's not your brain type. I realize
Yeah.
that's how delusional, because when I think about it, it's like the one that I often get is the INFJ, which is Jesus Christ. Like you have groups, and they're like 20,000 people say that their brain type is like Jesus Christ. No, you're not.
Right.
There are no 20,000 Jesus Christ walking on this earth.
Well, things would be a little bit different if there was.
I mean, no, it's so when people say that, I realize that's how disconnected
Okay.
with reality they
So
are. You
people
see?
have some delusion when it comes to what exactly, I forget the word, the terminology you use, the
Mm.
brain type,
Yeah, brain type, yes.
the energy. People have some delusion on what exactly that is and what it means. So
Yeah, yeah.
being clear to people that have no idea. I mean, I'm a novice. Besides reading your books, I don't know about this topic either, right? But to
Oh,
people that love this topic, go to your website, get your books, and dive in. And I like the idea about starting over with something for the newcomers.
yes.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Maybe do
But
like a part one, a part two, and a part three in one
oh
book.
yeah, I mean, and it's only that I realized that in other words, my videos, because nowadays you can have like the transcript. So almost like you
Yeah.
can take the transcript and really sort of like put it all together. So I seen over time is that I had to take every little part and read dissect it well, so that there are no room for I don't know what you mean. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
realized there was a
exactly,
lot
exactly.
a lot of
Yeah.
misunderstanding.
And the words, the terminologies, even like to have a little dictionary
Yeah, yeah,
index or something
yeah.
that explains
So,
what
so,
they
so
are.
yeah, so that's
Yeah.
why, and these are like when I realized that even people have a difficult time seeing themselves objectively.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So when I was trying to say, okay, well, this is how, let's say, you would let's say be attracted to this person versus this person, and your strength, your weaknesses, and I think that most people want to feel special.
Yeah.
So that's why it's very rare that you meet a person who can look at them like themselves head on, and this is why I find that putting away that unless you really don't want to see the truth, then you will see it for what it is. So
Right.
that's the I think this is one of my future projects is that take a number of the information I've already given in those videos and really putting them in the books and actually like have an expanded edited version to really break down every aspect of it so it's
Right.
totally clear. I thought
Yeah.
my books were clear, but
That's a
obviously
great
not
idea.
not enough.
That's a great idea. Yeah. And finally, if what one tip would you give anyone starting out writing, publishing, self-publishing? What's their self-publishing tip for those people?
I would say use information that you've gathered over the years. So I think that when people are much younger, um, we like that's my experience is that we just follow what society tells us to do. But I think the beauty as you get older is that you've tested and tried different aspects of life and you know what works. So after a while, most people are an expert in a particular field. So don't reinvent the wheel. Like no, and also you discover where you're naturally gifted.
Yeah.
So I say to people, find your genius, find what really what you do because especially with the YouTube is that it is a marathon. If people think that oh I'm going to do one or two videos, it's going to go viral and everything, no, it's like it's no it's that's why it gives you
Well,
so much
I
credibility.
laugh because I know people that are trying to get that viral video.
Oh yeah, and you know what I mean. And the thing is that it's with YouTube is if you're not passionate about it, you won't keep it up. It's too difficult because you have to. Most people, when you do a YouTube video, you are the hairdresser, you are the makeup artist. You
Yeah.
have like you have to do like the audio. You have to do like lighting. You have to. I mean, there's
Yeah.
and you are the researcher. You are the script writer.
Yeah.
You have to do everything. You are the production company.
Yes.
And you have to do it while most people like maybe have a side job, other commitments. So unless you are totally passionate about what you're doing, you won't keep it up. You might do it for a
Yeah.
couple of months, then you're gonna give up. So that's why people, when they see someone who's have so many videos on their YouTube channel, there's a respect to it. People don't.
Oh, yeah.
They say, okay, this person is committed, and we whether we want or not, we admire, we respect someone who can keep it up for a
Yeah.
number of
So
years.
to summarize, I guess your tip would be, find your genius,
Yes,
use that genius, and don't give up. Keep posting, whether it's
yes,
YouTube, Facebook, or your website, blogs. Don't give up.
yes.
Steady, right? Just keep
Steady,
going.
and you need you need to be obsessed with the topic. You need like
Oh, yeah.
something that
You gotta love what you
really
wrote.
no so you really have to sort of like something that you need to express yourself.
Yeah.
And obviously some people are not really made for the camera things of the sort, but it's something that after a while you get used to it and you know what works, what doesn't work. In terms of editing, you even in terms of the tools, you learn how to play with them. So that's what I would suggest. In other words, again, find your genius, find something you're passionate about, and don't come across as selly. Like I know some people like you see some videos where sell your own products. That's the other thing also I've seen is that people, let's say if you have a company that is sponsoring you, you have to change your message to sell their product, and it limits your creative sort of like space or
Mhm.
bandwidth because you have to edit yourself to fit their image. But if let's say you're selling your own products that they like, for in my case, like the books, there's like a personality type assessments, there's my my meditation videos and things of the sort. In other words, you are selling really what you can really sort of like back up, like something that you really
Right.
believe in. So there's yeah I mean there's some really lucrative sponsored, like you can be sponsored by different, but I find that if you can sell your own products, then that's good. And also like having your own website where you can collect people's emails, because when it say they
Exactly.
subscribe, so in other words, because you don't know when YouTube, because we're using their platform, it's a third party. If let's say decide, you know what, you cannot post any more things of the sort, at least you have collected that information and people can continue following you in other ways. So also I have like a Facebook group as well for people. So I try to keep them engaged in terms of,
Mhm.
weekly and things of the sort. Yes.
Absolutely. That's wonderful. Great. It was really nice to see you again. It's been a while,
I
so I'm
know.
looking forward to doing your next book too.
Oh yes, oh yes. I mean, there's so many, like, so many ideas. That's what I'm saying. That I love, the collaboration. There's so many things that I still want to do, and
Right.
ultimately, I think the goal is to be able to, do that full time. It's a type
Yeah.
of also a job that people can like after retirement. That like, this is
Yeah.
my passion project. So you've already
Yeah.
built a base. So that's what I would actually, and also it has to do with
Excellent.
align with your ethics and morals. If you do something that you don't believe in, something that goes against who you really are, that does not work out
Yeah.
long term. Yeah.
Yeah. You're absolutely right about that. Great. Well, nice seeing you. I hope we can chat again soon, and thank you for being a guest on the roundtable.
Yes, definitely. I really enjoyed it. Take care.
Bye.
Okay, bye bye.